Time for a quick look at some of the business stories doing the rounds today. Kerr's here. He's the Employment Services Director at Work Solutions Limited. Good evening. Ian, the story that we've been reporting tonight is that the rate of inflation has gone up. Now, it's now 1.5%. It's the first time in 4 months it's gone up. What does that mean for ordinary people in the street like you and I?
Well, it essentially means that prices are going up.
So that's not a good thing?
Not necessarily a good thing. I think it's too early to judge. I mean, we've just come through the credit crunch. We don't know whether we'll hit another recessionary period, and so really these figures, if you look at them too frequently, don't really tell you too much.
Because people are seizing on it, saying, well, if prices are going up, it means people are spending more money, and this could be a sign of recovery for the economy.
It could reduce again next time they measure it. We are in a very bumpy period.
But we're in the run-up to Christmas as well, which is hugely important for retailers any year, but this year particularly.
Yeah. Well, they'll certainly be seizing on it and hoping that it's signs of a recovery and a good Christmas to come.
Yeah, I think consumers will wait to see the prices cut in the later bit of November and early part of December, to be honest. Let's talk about the train station story, which is very big for us because the worst station in the country for customer service is over there, Victoria Station. Now, we pride ourselves in being a really important city region. We have a huge economy, second only to London. And yet people arrive and it looks dreadful. It can't be good. It's certainly not good.
I mean, the story itself is good news and bad news. The bad news is that Victoria is in desperate need of improvements, but those improvements are on the way, so we must be very pleased that the investment's coming. And, of course, that builds on the back of the refurbishment and improvements to Piccadilly Station, and they are two key gateways to the city in terms of visitors and tourists and attracting people back.
£50 million between 10 stations, though, and they haven't said how they're going to prioritise the money. Some are saying that needs an awful lot more than that spending on it. It might just be a sticking plaster, mightn't it?
Well, it's not an enormous amount of money when you're talking about physical infrastructure, but it's not the only money available. Of course, that money will come alongside local investment and private investment, so it should kick-start big improvements to Victoria Station.
You know, for commuters who travel every day, it's nice to have a pleasant environment, but for the economy of the city, it's important, do you think, that the gateways into the city are, sort of suggest what kind of a place we want to be?
Absolutely. We want senior business people who are coming through the airport or through the railway stations to get a good first impression of the city, and that improves our chances of winning further investment and jobs, really.
So it can only be a good thing. So we welcome the investment, but we'd like a little bit more, please. The end of stamp duty holiday is going to have a detrimental effect on the housing market in areas yet to see a recovery. I'm not sure whether that affects our region particularly, but we've also got the end of the 15% VAT coming up. At the end of the year, it'll go up to 17.5%. Again, briefly, if you can, is that going to have a good or a bad effect on the economy, do you think?
I mean, public subsidy of these markets can't go on forever, but it's bad news, really, because the housing market is still very fragile and we want to see that grow and expand in our area.
So, although the support has to be there, but it has to go away at some point, doesn't it? But now it's too soon, you think?
I think so, because we've had a massive shock in the system. The housing market has plummeted, and we're only just starting to see sort of early signs of improvements, really.
OK, thanks for your thoughts.